Scurry on scholarship. How did you let him know, and how nice of it as a coach to be able to do something for a guy who always brings it?
I just told him on the bus after the game that I needed to see him the next morning, and it was urgent. And then I walked away and said, because you need to sign your scholarship papers. So he was pretty fired up, and it's, we keep that scholarship in case something comes available at the semester that we think's a fit for us. And if it doesn't, we're happy to reward somebody that, comes and leaves it all out here. He's selfless, he works hard, he's got a great motor, and is a great teammate, and that deserves to be rewarded.
Well, just the importance and the meaning of this game and what it's taken on here in Omaha, this Pink Out game.
Well, it's taken on a life of its own, which is really cool. I don't think I would ever imagine this when we started it 8 years ago. But we want to raise money to fight cancer. We have to find a cure for that at some point. But more importantly, we've talked about it every year, the importance of early detection in the fight against cancer. And while the raising over a couple $100,000 is great, it's the email I get from a young lady that went and got a mammogram because of the message in the Pink Out, and they found a small lump. They were able to get it taken care of before it became anything major. And that's really what this is all about. And a lot of these funds have gone to the Hope Lodge, which has provided a place for people outside of the metro area that need the care that we offer here in Omaha, but don't have a place to stay and don't have the means to afford a place to stay. So I would have never imagined that it is where it is today, and hopefully we can continue to grow it.
Greg, personally for you, it's with your wife. It means a little bit more, doesn't it?
No question, and that's we've experienced it. We're part of that club as a family that you don't want to be part of, but she's with us today in large part because of early detection. She did what she was supposed to do even prior to her 40th birthday, to go get the screening, and that's when her cancer was detected. And then obviously your chances of survival are certainly much, much better if cancer is detected early. And we've dealt with a lot of families who have gone through it. Some of them, some good friends of ours, have lost the battle, and that's why we continue to fight for a cure.
Mitch was saying the team really grew up a little bit on Monday night. I mean, did you see that at all, and what does that feel like as a coach to watch that?
Well, we had to get some stops late, and when we've been in that position in the past, we haven't done a very good job. And we did some things to make them miss instead of just hoping they miss. I thought our ability to fly around on a couple of those possessions, our blockouts were there at the end. So it was good to see. Georgetown, if there's a team in the Big East that we really don't match up with, especially right now without Jacob and Damian, Georgetown's length is a problem, and they have it across the board. And for us to go in there and do what we did is a step in the right direction. And obviously we'd lost 4 in a row, and want to try to get off that snide as quick as you can, and proud of the guys that were able to go get one on the road.
Ball screen defense against Georgetown, that their point guard can see the floor really well, and he made a lot of nice passes. But was there anything that you saw from your end that you can maybe take away from it and try to get better at?
Yeah, we were so concerned with Govan shooting the 3 that we probably put that in the guy's head so much that at times we didn't get the ball stopped and put enough pressure on him where he had vision to make the right reads. So part of that was a game prep situation. We kind of picked and chose what we wanted to give up and not give up, and for the most part we did a good job on getting to Govan on the 3-point line, but at times our guys were, I think, probably overhelped a little, and that was probably partially our fault for putting that message in their mind of how good a shooter he is.
3 more.
What specifically do you have to do better against Butler that didn't happen at Hinkle?
Well, we got off to a bad start. We were down 12 right off the bat, 19-7, and then the crowd's into it. You're fighting an uphill battle, but they had 25 points off turnovers, and our defense isn't great. Everybody knows that, and we're working to get it better. But you can't defend a live ball turnover very well sometimes, and we had a lot of those against Butler, and we're going to have to limit those and then do a better job on Baldwin than we did the first time.
How important is this stretch for you guys, where you're at in the standings, 3 in a row? What is this 3-game stretch about?
Well, it's really important. First of all, we lost 2 in a row at home, and obviously to 2 very good teams, the 2 teams that are on top of our league. But the rest of the league, throw us all in a hat and mix us up and try to figure out who's 3 and who's 10. It's a lot of things that could happen that are going to determine that. But from here on out, we've got to figure out a way to protect our home floor. It's hard to win on the road, and we've figured out a way to do that a couple times. But this is a team that we're going to compete with for one of those spots in the middle of the league, and if we expect to be in the upper middle, we've got to figure out a way to win these games.
Impressive has Zagorowski been in terms of his maturity and comfort level as he's progressed this season?
I think the impressive thing about him is nobody's talking about him being a freshman because he doesn't play like one. Marcus is. I don't know that I've coached a freshman with the poise that he has. You don't get him shook up. Freshmen oftentimes will dwell on a mistake, and he has the maturity to get past the last play and move to the next play. And obviously he's shooting at a very high level. He's doing a good job taking care of the ball and running our team. And playing point guard in our system's not easy. It's demanding, and he's handled that adjustment as well as any freshman I've coached.
Yeah, I mean, we faced them at their place. We lost. It was a tough game for us. I thought we did some okay things, but not enough to win. So we're looking forward to playing in front of a great crowd, for a great cause, and trying to get a win.
What about the pickout game?
We're playing for a great cause, and trying to figure this cancer research out, and I'm excited to play in front of a really good crowd, and hopefully we can get a win out of it.
How nice was it just to get a win at Georgetown to break the losing trend?
Oh, it was a great win for us. I thought we had a great game plan going in. Our coaches really prepared us, throughout the 2 or 3 practices before the game. So, all we had to do was go out and showcase the game plan, and it worked out well for us. We got the win.
What was the biggest lesson learned maybe throughout the losing stretch, and maybe coming back through this whole period, this last 5 games? What was the biggest thing?
Biggest lesson is just even though you lost, you got to move the page and get to the next game, and kind of have the winner you learn mindset. Just learn from it and on to the next one, and that mindset worked out for us well versus Georgetown.
When Georgetown took that lead late, you guys could have just gone away and packed it in, but you didn't. You fought back. I mean, what does that say about the grit and toughness this team is really starting to develop, you think?
Yeah, I mean, toughness is one thing that, it's a big word in our program lately. And, going down one in, under a minute, was definitely, a time where we needed to make a play, and thankfully we did that, and got the win out of it.
What was the biggest takeaway that you've learned about the college game so far in your career? I mean, like every day is a new lesson for you. Everything's so new to you. But what have you learned so far?
Yeah, I mean, every day is work for me. I go in every day. I go into practice, going to lifts every day with the mindset of I have to get better in order to do things in this league and get wins in this league. So that's just one thing I've learned. There's no days off. Each practice, each game has to be a stepping stone to something good.
Is it becoming easier?
I wouldn't say becoming easier. I mean, I'm definitely, I'm like, me personally, I'm getting smarter just through experience. But the level is always going to be hard. It's always going to be tougher on your body, tougher on your mind. Coaches always push you to your limits, which I want. And then playing with a lot of great teammates, no day is easy. So no.
How about more comfortable? Maybe that's more.
Yeah, definitely more comfortable. I mean, each game I'm learning. Obviously since the first game I've become more of a complete player. Just being more of a leader, and then just learning each day in, day out.
Turnovers were a huge part of the reason you guys lost at Butler. You guys are coming off your lowest turnover game of the season. What did you guys do in DC that can translate to this game in terms of ball security?
Oh, yeah, that's one thing. I mean, Coach said, that was a big reason why we won the game versus Georgetown. It's because we limited our turnovers. So, I thought just our ball control was a lot stronger. We were working in practice just on, one-on-man, just keeping the ball strong, and just making the simple right read. And that's what happened versus Georgetown. We didn't have any. How many turnovers did we have that game? 7. Yeah, so under 10 turnovers. So that really helped us out for that game.
Are you ever not in range?
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever had a coach say, "Hey, that's maybe a little too far"?
I mean, I don't. I try to take the a good shot for the team. One thing about our program is it's not my shot; it's our shot. So I really like that. Like when Coach Mack says that, I really can. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I mean, I just shoot it. I feel like I work on my shot a lot. Thankfully they go in for our team.
I won the other night. Mistake of the dagger in of that losing streak that way.
Right, it was good. I mean, the .7, I just lost track of the clock. Honestly, I didn't even know. I didn't think the inbounds play took that long. So I don't even know why I called a timeout anyway. We were up 4, but it's kind of one of those moments where, whatever heck. Yeah, I just wanted to hang out in D.C. a little longer,
How nice was it to just get back on the winning track and finish that losing streak?
It was real good, especially doing it on the road. Obviously, our 2 conference wins are on the road, and coming back home on Friday would be a game that's for a bigger cause, bigger than basketball. So I think it'll be fun to get back home and with a rowdy crowd, especially on a Friday night, and hopefully we can start our streak on our home court.
Is it a big deal for the players, this pink out thing?
I think so. I mean, I can't really speak for them, but for me, I think it's a big cause. It's just an opportunity to use our platform and the people who come to our games every game and every year, especially for this one, and just all that money that goes to the cancer research. And I think it's a big cause just for Omaha and Creighton as a whole, and for the game of basketball. I think it's just a good thing to do, and I think it's a really fun thing for us to do, in my opinion.
Before and after the game is obviously different, but during, is it different at all?
During's not.
Yeah.
No.
You're able to.
It's you just kind of put all the emotions aside and just hopefully focus on the game plan and execute what we need to do to win.
Being home here for 3 straight, how important of a stretch is this for you guys as a team?
This is huge. Honestly, I didn't even know that we were at home for 3 straight. Are we at home for 3 straight?
There you go.
Well,
taking one at a time.
It'd be huge for us, yeah, honestly. Especially, I mean, we're sitting 2-4 in the conference, and we got a big road win at Georgetown, so that was good for us to just to get back on track, like you said. And I think being at home for these next 3 will be huge. Hopefully, we can get one Friday and just play one game at a time, and don't lump them into 3-game, like a 3-game streak.
What are your thoughts about Butler after facing them earlier this year?
They whooped us the first time, honestly. I mean, they got the best of us. We came out, we were soft, we played kind of into their hands, and Hinkle was going crazy, and we just played we let them dictate the tempo, and they kind of dictated the game and kind of handed it to us. So hopefully a little payback. We can get them with a little payback on Friday and do what we're supposed to do to win. So I think it's big for us.
What does it say about the grit and fight of this team, the fact that you were down in the final minute at Georgetown, you came back and won? What does that say about this team in particular?
I think we kind of grew up a little bit. I think we showed our poise, and obviously Tyshawn hit that big shot down the stretch to put us up 2, maybe. And then after that, we sealed the deal on defense. I think we gave up a driving layup, but then after that, we executed our defensive plan. We switched everything because we wanted to take them off the 3-point line so they couldn't get back in the game that way. But it's huge for us going forward, and hopefully we can keep that same momentum and just make those same big-time shots going forward.
Was there anybody in the huddle saying, hey, this is not happening to us again? Was there anybody speaking up maybe more than usual, or was it just kind of an unsaid thing?
A little bit of both, honestly. I think a couple people, just like the main people that usually do. I think, and we've been saying for the last couple games, this is a must-win game. So we may have said it with a little louder tone in the huddle late in the game, but we had the same energy in the halftime because, I mean, our second halves we've been a little sluggish coming out of the gate this year. So we put emphasis on that, and then hopefully we could execute the game plan when we were at the halftime, and then we ended up doing it. So with the minute left, I think that was big for us, especially showing like our character and our poise going down the stretch.
You did it with defense to start the second half. Was that just a little bit more energy, turning it up a little bit, or what led to the turnovers you created to jumpstart it on the other end?
Yeah, I don't know, but honestly, it was pretty apparent. I haven't watched the game yet, but our defense, like I noticed during the game, we were flying around more, and we were covering up each other. I mean, when we were in rotations, we were taking each other's assignments, and we were just flying around and doing what we needed to do to win the game. And I think that's definitely how we created a little separation in the second half, and then we got out in transition, and then we knew their transition game wasn't that great defensively. So if we could just get steals and turnovers, like you said, then we can take advantage of that in transition. I think that really created a gap for us.
What's your nose feel?
It's good. I got hit a little bit. It was kind of sore, but it's not terrible. It got through it. I think today I was like messing with it, and I still have like dry clumps of blood coming out, but it's not terrible. But it feels pretty good. It's just a little tight sometimes if I move it around in the wrong direction. So, but it's good.
Did you try thinking about playing with the mask, or do you practice with the mask?
I practiced the day before the game with the mask, and it was thick, and I couldn't really see. It was like really thick right by my nose. I couldn't really see it, and it was blurry, so I just scrapped the mask, and Ben and Dr. Ramos didn't really want me to play with the mask anyway, so I just gave it a try just for protection, honestly, so I didn't get hit in practice and then have to go through it all again. But during the game, it was good, it was fine, but it was kind of weird because my wind was, I took 3 days off, and I thought it'd be beneficial, but my legs it took a while for me to get into the flow. I was breathing heavy. It was crazy, but it feels good for the most part.
Hey Mitch, Jordan got awarded a scholarship for the year, and it was a fun story last year, and it is again. What does he mean to this team? We get to see a little bit of him in practice, but what's his impact for this group?
I think his impact is just energy. The energy he brings during games and just from the day-to-day grind. And we were talking about it earlier in the year when we were a little slow, or we were going through our slump, our losing slump, and I would always just tell him, it's crazy how you're one of the guys not on scholarship right now, and you're bringing the energy, you're bringing the juice, and you're lifting up us, the guys who are on scholarship. So I think that is huge, and he does his role, he plays into his role right there, and he just excels in that role. And I think he really helps us just moving forward, and he just keeps us positive and just gets us going before games and before practices. Right. So I think his energy is the most impact for us.
It just, I don't remember him having a day where he's not brought the energy, which is commendable for a guy who doesn't necessarily see the court
for sure
as consistently as his teammates.
Yeah, I think he's the definition of a guy who just enjoys the process. Honestly, his head's in it. He plays hard every day. He talks to us. He gets us going. He talks a little junk sometimes, and just makes it fun. He brings energy. So seeing a guy like that be rewarded for his efforts, I think it's big time for him and everybody around us. Yeah. So.